The day of my sister Mia's wedding was the day her rapist got out of prison. Well, look at that! Someone wants my sloppy seconds! Frank Miller, the man who had destroyed my family, was crashing the reception. Hey everyone, he bellowed. She's just my used goods! The groom's family was all about appearances. They called the wedding off on the spot. My son is a college graduate with a bright future. How is he supposed to hold his head up after this? His mother shrieked. Where there's smoke, there's fire, someone muttered. Look at the way he's acting. Maybe she was into it back then. The whispers, as always, were aimed at the victim. But Frank wasn't done with us. He started hovering around our house like a fly on garbage, shouting through a bullhorn day and night. The little slut I had my way with lives right there. Not moving, huh? Waiting for me? Mia, don't be shy. We were good together, weren't we? Come on out and have some fun. He was a ghost we couldn't exorcise. But then, a few days later, something strange happened. Frank Miller mysteriously disappeared. The last ping from his cell phone was traced to a location near my house, to the very same alley where he had committed his crime. 10 years ago, on a bitter winter night, Mia was dragged into that abyss. It was colder than I'd ever known. I remember holding my sister, sobbing helplessly. The shock sent our mother into a stroke. She passed away on Mia's 17th birthday. Just like that, we were orphans. And now, he was back. In the middle of the night, Frank was still outside, his voice booming. Mia, stop hiding! You had the guts to point me out to the cops, and now you're gonna pay the price! I held Mia tight, clamping my hands over her ears. Her body was ice cold, devoid of any warmth, just like that day when I found her lying in the snow. Riley, she whispered, her voice hollow. What did I do wrong? She looked up at me, her eyes empty of life. I didn't have an answer. Why did the shame always become a weapon to torture the victim? My heart felt like it was being shredded. Around 2 in the morning, Frank must have gotten tired, because the world outside finally fell silent. After washing up, I went upstairs to my room. As I was drifting off to sleep, I heard a faint noise. It came from the wardrobe across from my bed, a soft, rustling sound, like fabric rubbing together. At first, I thought it was a mouse. Our house was in a rundown part of town, one of the last holdouts against a new development project, and the sanitation wasn't the best. But then, in the dim glow of my bedside lamp, I saw it. A sliver of a man's clothing, caught in the crack of the wardrobe door. There was someone in my closet, and I was watching me through the slit. My heart hammered against my ribs. A tremor ran through my entire body. Frank was wearing a mouse gray shirt today. I fought to control my shivering, pretending to roll over in my sleep. Under the cover of my blanket, I fumbled for my phone on the nightstand. As fast as I could, I typed a message to my sister. Run! Frank is here. I had to protect Mia. I would not let him hurt her again. The moment I hit send, my phone let out a crisp ding. In the dead silence of the night, the notification sound was deafening. The blood in my veins turned to ice. I forgot to put it on silent. It was too late. A strong hand shot out from the darkness, clamped around my ankle and yanked. I was dragged brutally from the bed. Frank's strength was monstrous. He grinned as he pinned me down. I struggled with all my might, kicking and thrashing, trying to jab him with my elbows. It was useless. He grabbed a fistful of my hair, yanked my head back, and slammed it against the hardwood floor. Bam! A blinding pain shot through the back of my skull. Black spots danced in my vision, and a wave of nausea nearly made me pass out. The ugly face of the man above me multiplied into a dozen overlapping images. I had thought about it 1,000 times. What if I had been the one to go out that night, to take the delivery to our aunt's place? Is this what Mia went through? Just then, I heard footsteps outside my door. Riley, is everything okay? Mia's sleepy voice called out. She didn't see the text. I kicked my legs uselessly, shaking like a fish on a chopping block, trying to make some kind of noise to warn her. Frank's hand clamped down on my throat, cutting off any sound. Run! I squeezed out a desperate wisp of air.
Get the full story in my bio.